Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch this short video that just hopefully should give some context into the Letting Go project that we're making and my role within it. My name's Dan Canham. I'm the director of the show, and I run the company behind it, Stillhouse. What we're doing, what you see in the other films that we've released, are part of a research into this project, which is looking at how men relate to each other, the kind of pressures that patriarchal society puts on men, and vulnerability, tenderness, love. And it's taken quite a while just to get to this point. The sort of genesis of the project has been long and unfolding and winding over like 6 or 7 years maybe, in different ways. And I think part of that is my own complicated relationship with the kind of messages that I've subsumed from popular culture and society and this patriarchal society around what it means to be a man, what constitutes appropriate behaviour for a man, what masculinity is made up of. And so, yeah, there's a kind of personal stake in the whole project for me as much as anything. One of the key kind of touchstones that has helped unlock my thinking around the whole project is the writing of bell hooks, and in particular this book, The Will to Change, Men, Masculinity and Love, which is amazing, as are all of her writings. And it's really helped us cite what we're doing in terms of connection and love and softness. The work that I'm interested in making is built around the identities of the people performing, and uses dance to kind of bring that out even more. And in this case, I'm working with 5 black or mixed race performers. And so that in itself has brought up a lot of interesting and important questions for me at the centre of it as a white director. And I guess making this video is also part of that process. Normally I'd be the kind of, if it was a kind of documentary, my comfort zone would be more to be in the background and to be invisible. However, that obviously doesn't make sense here, and this is some part of this video is some way of me trying to acknowledge my role within it and the questions that brings up without centering myself. I have to thank the careful kind of giving that option to me from our amazing dramaturg Somalia, Seaton, who is a brilliant writer and artist in her own right, just gently asking that of me, I guess. What is this other parallel narrative to do with me in this? And so, yeah, it's brought up a lot of really interesting questions for me around what right do I have to ask these guys to share their stories with me? What right do I have to hold that space, to tell these stories, to edit them? How problematic is that when it will inevitably be filtered through a lens of whiteness? Is it then also at the expense of a black artist holding this project? Am I directing cultural capital towards myself? Again, through the lived experience of something that isn't my own. And all of these things are totally present for me, and I don't necessarily have the answers for that. I guess what we've been trying to do on this project is build from a place of openness and trust and keep these things in the air as much as a kind of parallel narrative to what we're looking at in each of the films. I guess it's worth saying that, yeah, I've tried to create an environment of trust, and that's built on friendships that this project has grown out of, and the knowledge that I have of each of the performers that I'm working with. They're also my good friends, some of whom I've known for many years. And also, in the process of speaking to each of them about their lives and the subjects that we're looking at, bringing on Somalia, Seaton again to hold that space with me, to allow me to be in a place where I'm able to listen and learn and recognise my own biases, recognise my own blind spots, has been really crucial. But yeah, it's a live question for me, and part of making this video is to open up that dialogue, I guess, and it's one that I hope continues. I'm working with these guys in particular, with black and mixed race guys in particular, in this case, because I was interested in working with men for whom the kinds of expression that I'm interested in wouldn't necessarily be so sanctioned by society. Men for whom society might not allow them to be soft or vulnerable or to express themselves physically in the ways that we are, and for whom, and these are Somalia's words, that it might be a radical act for them to show these sides of themselves and overturn stereotypes around, again, their own identity. And for me, I take great pleasure in each of the performers I'm working in their generosity and bravery and honesty and ability to and softness and care of each other, in fact, and ability to celebrate each other. And these are things that I'm trying to cultivate in myself as a way of putting things out in the world. These are things I'm interested in putting out in the world as a way of offering up new models for masculinity, in which being in relation to, as opposed to having power over, is kind of central. And so that goes with the process too. I'm directing it, but as much as possible I've tried to democratize the process. I'm directing overall, but each of the performers has directed their own films in terms of choosing where to shoot, what they're doing, what track to use, and so on and so forth. So it's been a collaboration in that regard. I want to thank each of them for their generosity on the project, and Somalia Seaton also as dramaturg. Laura Dannequin has been outside eye on the project, making crucial interventions, as to have Kate Yedigaroff and Matthew Austin at Make as producers of the project. Bear Cub's music has been amazing, and also special thanks to Deborah Pearson, who has helped shape this project up until now in the capacity of writer also. As to where it goes, I'm not sure, and it's open, and each step has been iterative so far, in that it tells us where best to go next. It's part of a dialogue. That dialogue is open. I hope that you find something in these films and enjoy.